Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, it is my 100 sub special, and this is very exciting. I got it about a week ago now, and I didn't expect to get this far, honestly, with the content I'd be making, EXE content. There's just one of these games here got me the most, but we'll get to that later. Uh, Pretty much, I have every game in order as I played them. I've checked through this many times. So there's of course maybe a mistake, but I don't know. I checked. But yeah, I'm gonna be ranking them. Each one of the games individually up here, and I'll be explaining my experience with the game and how it actually performed on my channel because not every game performed the same. There's one that performed way better than the others, which I wasn't too happy with. Not that I'm not happy with getting views, but it was one of the videos and games I put the least effort into, and I don't understand why it went, but there's definitely a way. But to start off with, we have Spirits of Hell Round 1. Now this video, or these couple videos here, did perform decently well. They performed better than the rest of the things I posted on my channel. Uh, like by a good bit. Some of them even got a couple 200 views. And this game, I loved it. It is probably gonna still be one of the top games ever that I've played. I love the endings. I love the gameplay. It's like a perfect mix between difficulty and, well, vibe, which I'm pretty much like depending on how much I vibe with the game. There's a lot of things that makes me vibe with it. It's gonna be more, but it was simple. It had some nice levels. I liked the hide and seek part. That's been copied a couple times later on, but it was fun. You can find a few little neat ways to get through levels fast. It isn't too hard, not too easy. I had to replay it a couple times, and the endings were really fun to do. There wasn't one ending that I can think of that would be a little worse than the well, a little worse. That would definitely be the Knuckles one, solo, but that one wasn't bad either. It was actually quite fun to do for the time. So yeah, it is going to be at the top of S. This will forever probably one of or on the top three of my favorites. Now, second up, we have the second Spirits of Hell game. These were the only games I knew back then. I watched these videos on these games of other people playing it, and I didn't watch all of them. I watched some of them, and a couple of years later, I got a PC, and then a couple of years later than that, I decided to play them. There was a pretty big gap between me seeing these and actually playing them. But Spirits of Hell, round two, I wouldn't rank it as high. Now, there's a few reasons for that. And first of all, I loved voice acting in the first one. That was peak. I forgot to say that. But as much as I liked that there was six people and all that, the gameplay itself, there was a lot of different ones, but there wasn't exactly the same vibe. I don't know. First game was just way better. Well, not way better, but still better. I have a deeper connection with Spirits of Hell round one than Spirits of Hell round two. Some of the endings in round two were just bullshit, and some of them were even boring, but they had a lot of boss fights and they had a lot of content, which I do appreciate. But I don't think it'll match up to something like Spirits of Hell round one. Now, these videos on my channel performed really well, much better than Spirits of Hell round one, and that kind of makes sense. Some of them gaining up to like 200 views, 300, and this was when I actually for once thought that I could get somewhere. Yeah, the content was actually I was getting views. I was actually being pretty happy with this. Uh, but yeah, it is like it would either be low S tier or A tier. Comparing them to others, it would probably be S. In some of these games, some of these games are a lot better. But let us just get to the third one. Sonic EXE, the Disaster 2D remake. Now, this is the first of the EXE games that wasn't an ending based game. that I played, and I played it with some friends. This is pretty fun. If you got multiple friends to play this with, I would heavily recommend going to play this. But the game after it is a little better at doing it. But I do like the art style of this game. Gameplay itself is very entertaining and addicting, but there is hackers. It's a little annoying setting servers up and stuff. And all in all, balancing is not too like it has some balancing, but certain characters are just really mid because I'm really mid. But I did enjoy playing Knuckles. Knuckles was peak character design right there. But I'm gonna rank it here. Good art style, good gameplay. Would recommend to play it. Now, these videos really did not do anywhere near as well as anything else. These were some of the bottom barrel of ones I had, but I had a lot of fun recording some of these, and I had a few play sessions with some friends. So it brought me joy to play. Next up, Outcome Memories. This game was the most hyped game I've ever been waiting for. I don't think there's not many games I just sit there like I'm so excited for it to come out. I don't think I actually have ever had a game before Outcome Memories make me feel that way. Now, the art style, it is fantastic. Gameplay, I love it. If you're mid at the game, that's your own fault. There's ways to get better, there's ways to play against it all. A skilled EXE and skilled players fighting each other doesn't just mean one side is guaranteed to win. There's edge pretty damn balanced, and they're working on more stuff. Once there's even more stuff in there, I'll be playing it again, making more content on it. But for now, I don't I don't really want to make more content on it. I've played so much of this game, and once Tales Dolls comes out, you'll see me back on that game again. Tales Doll and Colossus. I'm not the biggest fan of Colossus, honestly. I haven't really said this. I don't even have TD. I don't have Sonic XC the Disaster on the list here. But I used to play it as well, and I did do a video of it coming back out. But I'll just quickly sum it up here. It was really damn boring and really damn bad compared to Outcome Memories. You will have a lot more fun playing Outcome, looks better, but it doesn't mean that the disaster wasn't something good. I've had so much memories playing that on Xbox with group posts and stuff, and it'll be forever be in my heart. But to sum up, Outcome Memories, good character design. I think it's balanced like in every way at the moment, and I'm gonna play it again. It is fun, but it is not as good as EXE, Spirits of Hell Round 1. I just I have a deep connection with that game, man, and it's gonna stay that way. Now, next up, we come up with our first game that I don't think is that good, but there is one part of it that redeems pretty much the entire game. Actually, two. So, Sonic EXE: The Nightmare Begins. Now, I'm gonna flop it here for now. Pretty much, this game was not not that well made. Uh, there was the level designs were pretty mid. If to say anything, Tails' section was the best. They even had a race against Tails himself, where if he won, he'd die. If you win, he dies as well. It's like it was pretty cool, I guess. But there wasn't much ending wise. It was mostly just there was no duo endings. There was just singles, and they would just walk away and just go to some other far distant place. And the gameplay itself was hella boring, except two parts, and that those are both in the best ending. First, the Fox section. It's actually my favorite part of the game. That Fox section, banger. I loved having to control all three characters to get through, and you can even make it through with one of them dying, but you just lose anyways. It was hella fun. Like you have to control Tails to hit Sonic above you. Eggman has to be sending out his bombs to deal with Sonic when he dashes at you. Knuckles has to destroy the walls. Eggman also had a shield that he needed to use. It was peak game design right there. Uh, But then we get to the best endings, final boss fight, where Sonic is desperately trying to beat EXE, Exeter, while his friends are fighting him. And it is intense. You have to hit him like 15 times before you get to the end. Otherwise, he just grabs you and you die with, well, you just die. Exeter and him dies. Not much more to be said. But the boss fight itself was peak. The animations between it was also peak, which I don't think it drags it up above C still. Like half the game was good, not even. It was like a quarter of the game that was good, and the rest was just like mindless walking and watching animations. So it's gonna be staying pretty damn far down. But next up, yeah, there was a cut there, very much for one reason: wrong order. That game doesn't come out. That didn't come out yet. This game wasn't even released, I believe. The older version was, and I didn't play that one because I didn't know it gets sixth. But it had to move 3 places over because these were the games I played afterwards. And we come up at the first game. I'm gonna be ranking D. Now, music, banger. I love that music theme. There's just they did a really good job with that one. But the gameplay itself was boring. It was really just running to right or left side of the map, except a single little boss battle where Metal had to hit Sonic over and over again with the exact same thing. There was no difficulty or anything in that one. Only thing that really made me die was me missing a bounce pad with Eggman because I liked running too fast and spamming the jump button. Like, that was the only reason why I died a few times in there. And the gameplay is just too boring. I know there's a remake. I'll actually try to play that one in the future. And hopefully that gameplay would be better. But if it isn't, sad. Game had potential, but yeah, the music itself is the only thing that really keeps it up. And yeah, it's gonna be staying here at the bottom. Now, next up, Sonic, another round. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that how these videos were doing. Nightmare Begins did decent. These ones flopped. This one also had decent. But yeah, we're on to Sonic EXE, another round. Pretty much this game, I'm going to be putting it behind TD 2D Remake because the game is not that long. First section is a little boring, a little ominous, and the jump physics are annoying. Yeah, the jump feels really jumpy, and yeah, that was the game was fun. The boss battles itself were really easy. I died once, I believe, to Tail because I didn't know what to do. But after that, I didn't lose one time. Difficulty wise, it was way too easy. There could have been a little bit more. It was a little short, but nevertheless, I still think it was fun doing that. There was only the one ending of getting through, and I loved the Tails fight the most. And then at the end, you had the super form. You had to attack him before you ran out of rings. Pretty damn fun. The game did well. It doesn't look bad. Music is fine. Gameplay is fine. It's just an all-rounder, middle of the pack gameplay here. But now it comes to Sonic EXE. Oh yeah, this one did well as well. It did well on reviews as well. It isn't exactly the videos that are be bringing me up in views as both Spirits of Hell games has. But yeah, now we're gonna get to Sonic EXE, the Doomsday. Now this one, visually very pleasing. Boss fight wise, I had a blast with this. I'm gonna put it up here. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's better than Spirits of Hell Round 2. That one has a lot of stuff. But this one, I liked the individual fights so much. The Metal Sonic fight was peak. Tails' fight was peak. Knuckles' fight was it existed. Let's put it that way. I definitely very much did not like that one that much. And we had the Eggman shooting fight, which Was also a little boring, but it was fun enough. Gameplay wise, it's actually pretty damn fun. Beating the different bosses was challenging enough to keep me up my toes. They even had a challenge mode, which such a good idea. Any guys who makes games for these ones, if you have endings with boss battles and stuff, add a difficulty, like add some extra challenges to spice it up. That'll just that'll push your game even more, in my opinion. Like you had to fight with Metal Sonic, but you weren't allowed to jump. Really fun, really fun. There was also a challenge with Eggman running through the cave section, but they were faster now. Also pretty fun. I beat it really easily, but it was fun. Looks good, everything. They also did decent on views. But it's gonna be sitting here at the top, or not top of A, but right here at the back of A. Now we come to the peakest of peak. Immediately putting at the top of S. This game, Dark Souls Reborn V2. If there was any game on this list I'd recommend, this is the one. Now, why do I think this game is the best? Well, gameplay wise, it is peak. There is really no bad part of the game. You have puzzles with Sonic that really wasn't that hard, but there was a puzzle. The boss battles themselves are actually sometimes puzzles as well, like rock, paper, scissors with Tails, which was quite interesting. You had to figure out how to hit another one of Tails' boss battles. Tails and Knuckles is one. You had to figure out how to damage the flying eye. And yeah, every single one of the endings, except like one ending, was just really fun to do. And one thing that they really were all about is a little bit more randomness, not just the fight doing the exact same thing at the exact same points afterwards, compared to another game we'll get to later. But I loved the game. The design was good. They had good music everywhere. I loved the music for the Cursed Cavern. They had post game stuff, a little bit more lore to like Caesar. They had a peak final ending where you get to like fight with Sonic and parry that man's blade. You even had Metal Sonic going full samurai style on Accessor, and the endings they were good. There was not the most story, but there was enough story so you understood what was going on. Uh, and yeah, there was also a difficult one at the end where you had to do an entire parkour course, and you have to master the techniques of Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. I did it. I did it with Tails because Tails is the character I play with the best. I love him. I love flying. And I almost beat the Knuckles one. Sonic, no hope. Don't even get me started on him. But then there was the fight with the Grim Reaper at the end. Ah, I loved it. I loved it. The boss was super easy. Well, not super super easy, but it was easy. Uh, and yeah, the game felt trippy playing through it, and it was good. It was good. And I don't know how much more I can praise this game. It just put together everything so well that it has to be at the top. But yeah, next up, although these did well. These did well. I love this one. I love doing these. I even got to talk to Cooner. Well, not physically talk, but I got messages on my like comments from him. I'm even in his Discord server, and yeah, I've been in there and talked a little bit. But yeah, it's just great. But let us stop praising that game more and get on to our next one, the first FNF one, and also the only one here. But the FNF game, Spirits of Hell, V2, and I love FNF. This game, it did well. I'm gonna put it up there. It was fun. Music wise, this it's like the entire point of the game. It was fantastic. There was only like one or two songs I didn't like in there, and otherwise it was peak. The game looked good. They had different designs for all the stuff. Uh, like the difference between the endings was so big. You could see the art changing between them all. so many different types of arts put into one game. I love seeing it in FNF. It's kind of like Mario Madness, but I don't know what I would rank Mario Madness compared to this one. I think I prefer this one, but it was not too difficult. It was not too easy, and they had good animations, an easy to go through menu. It is a little hard comparing this to other games since they don't have the same formula. Like it is a completely different genre of game, just inspired by Spirits of Hell. Now, some of the things that made it a little more annoying was that there wasn't. Well, I don't know if there is a V1 of the game. If there is, I have to play that one, the one where round one. But there was a few too little. There was one song with Eggman, uh, and some other characters got a lot of songs. The endings were decently hard to find, and some of them you couldn't even get. And some of the story parts of it did not make sense because I can't really point one out, but certain actions don't lead to certain actions, even though in this mod they do. But nevertheless, it's going to be up here. Video didn't do well, but that didn't really matter to me. I enjoyed it. And that's really a lot of it. I don't mind much the view counts. I love playing these games and I love just recording them, putting them on here. This isn't for fame or anything. This is just a fun side activity I've been doing. And how far has this gone on? Ooh, a good 20 minutes. Well, we're soon done. But next up, we have two more games. And they're both the same game, just like Spirits of Hell round 1 and 2. These are also like round 1 and 2. So this is a continuation of Nightmare Beginning, uh, but the worst ending. So these guys failed. Them losers, right? They couldn't have been my fault that they died. Not at all. But yeah, we have the first one where the endings were super lame. It was really just them killing each other over and over. Well, killing each other. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't kill each other. What? No, no, no. But yeah, they were just being chilled. If two of them died, they would just the third one would just come join them, have just be chill with them. It was a little boring. I loved the cream section. Cream section was fun. Sally's was a little annoying, but the final chase was well put together. And Amy's section was a nightmare that I don't like. It was also a little boring, but I cannot compare this game to Nightmare Begins because this one is still better. It is still better, marginally. They did a good job in upgrading it up. They even got some little bit better art style. Level designs weren't absolute just a mess like Eggman, which was just a walking simulator but with lights you couldn't touch. Uh, but yeah, again, there wasn't much. Ending wise, they were all pretty much the exact same. But you cannot say the same for the continuation of the game. And this one was much more peak. They did not hold back on foul language, brutality, and all that. They went all out. And, I dig it. I dig it. I'm going to put it up here. It is above Doomsday. Ending wise, it was really damn annoying playing the game to get the endings. Now, the first couple endings really fun to do. Happy Trappy ending, um, Cream solo ending. Don't even remember what that one looked like, but she just dies at the end. One of the most bloody, disgusting things. But they were fun to do. Every new ending at the end was really fun. I don't think there was one that wasn't really fun at the end, having a little boss fight and stuff. There was Sally's that was just walking simulator, but gave you a bit of story. Pretty fun. Uh, but having to redo all the boss fights, like I hate the Negan boss fight, because it was bullshit. With my luck on them balls, they were there all the time, and they were messing me up. That's kind of the point, but it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine. I just had a skill issue, but yeah, it took me a while to get through it, And at some point, I became completely dried out with that game. I could not play it anymore, which I started playing the next game that will come up as the final game on the list. So, but I did manage to finish it up. The final ending was good, but they should have definitely added more checkpoints. This game misses is it's missing checkpoints, really. I think the game would be a lot better with more checkpoints in certain areas. But other than that, game was fun to play. It was different, brutal wise. Just I like it. Like you could get some kill scenes over here, but you don't get to see somebody's eyes being ripped out of their body and then being turned into fucking small slices of meat for a goddamn meal. No, no, no. You don't get to see fucking demonic rabbit fucking being dead on the ground. So yeah, it's gonna be up here. But down to two last games. And now comes the best performing video on my channel. This one. Now immediately putting it here. I like the art style. I love this. It was pretty cool. But the gameplay, man. This was just a walk. There was just walking to the right. Boo! I'm murdered. Like it is. I like the entire idea that it was the title screen trying to kill you. That's what I found unique about it. But I put no effort into this. This was kind of just an extra video I was meant to post. Whenever I had a day I didn't have time to make a video and stuff, then I posted this. And suddenly it's done the most on my channel. This is what I'm so far known at by for the most of people now. And it isn't the video I wanted to to go off, at least. I'm happy I got the video to pop off, but the other people on this list have put a lot more work into their games. And I understand making games isn't always the easiest, and also making something unique every time isn't that easy, but it really was Walking Simulator. Not even the movement itself was very fun to do. So yeah, that's why it's going to be at the bottom of my list. And as I said, best performing thing. And now we come up to another game on my list that'll join the kings at the top. I find it better than Outcome Memories. I'd even put it higher than Spirits of Hell. This game was also peak. It's the final one I played instead of playing Spirits of Hell's final ending. Now, I live streamed the best ending for both games because I don't know, I felt like it. You can't stop a man who feels like it. But it was fun. It was really fun. The endings themselves and well, every ending pretty much had a boss fight. Super fun. It has my like the Tail solo ending, favorite boss fight. I actually also like the worst ending boss fight. I like the most boss fights in this. Uh, and it's kind of like the complete opposite of Dark Souls Remake because in there it's more randomized what attacks is. You don't exactly know exactly when something's going to happen, while in here it is very much scripted. But sometimes scripted battles are also just more fun since you have to learn how to do the scripted stuff. And once you gotten the hang of it, it's fun. Replayability wise, Dark Souls will be better. But here, I prefer the boss battles here. And it also looks good. And story wise, it's really good. But it, in a way, it wasn't composed as well as Dark Souls Remake. But it'll still hold a place in my heart. All four of the games up here, most of the games here will have a space. Maybe not these two. I'll forget about them, put them in the back of my mind, never to be seen again. But yeah, that was it. I'd like to say again, thank you guys so much for subscribing, watching my content, and I hope you will enjoy my future content as well. I have another game, and once I reach another subscriber milestone, I'll redo this. Maybe I'll change some opinions. Maybe I'll replay some of them again and get a different opinion of them. I'll have even more EXE games on the list, and we'll see. I'm planning on doing a lot more of these games. As long as I can find some, I'll be playing them. Trust me. But other than that, this this is it. I'm gonna put a list up over here on the top part of my thing, and well, technically I don't even need to, uh, because you can see it right here, left to right. This is the final ranking of them. I'll make another one of these, but it will be a little bit of time. It'll be next week. I'll have it recorded just like I do this week. Uh, so yeah, it'll be every ending in the ending based games. So let me just yo yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn it. Sonic EXE, good. Love it. But games like these ones that has no endings will not be on them. Like the ones that are guaranteed to have a certain outcome, get them out of here. That doesn't mean they're bad. It means that they're just not on the list. And I'll be ranking every ending. But until then, people, I'll see y'all in the next game I post. This week there will be new games posted. And then next week I'll get my second video out. But peace, people. Thank you so much.